Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Children, today we are going to start lesson number 11, weight, volume and density. Have a look at this picture. You must be thinking, why teacher is showing us this story? Yes, the thirsty crow. In this picture on left hand side, as you can see, the water level is very low, right? On the right hand side, after putting so many pebbles, what happens? Yes, the water came up. How does it happen? Yes, because the pebbles took up the space which was earlier occupied by water. That's why slowly the water came up, right? So, what do we call it? The space occupied by something is called its volume. What is volume, children? Volume is a space occupied by something. Now I am going to show you few things. This is a ball, okay? Now this one, this one, this one. All these things, do they have same volume? No, not at all. They have different volumes because they occupy different space. One thing is occupying less space while another thing is occupying more space. So what do we call it? Yes, that is its volume. The space occupied by something is called its volume. Now children, when we go to market to buy liquids like petrol, milk, juice, etc., oil, we buy them. Do you say give me this much kgs or this many kgs of liquid? No, we do not measure liquids by their weight. We measure it by its volume, right? For example, the volume or the capacity of this bottle is 5 liters and the capacity of this bottle is 1 liter. What does it mean? It occupies 1 liter of liquid. So, we measure liquids by their volume. That is the space they occupy. So, what is volume? The amount of space an object takes up is called its volume. What is volume, children? Repeat after me. The amount of space an object takes up is called its volume. Now, different things have different volume. Okay. Now, in this picture, can you tell me the volume of which thing is more and the volume of which thing is less? Let us arrange the things which you can see in the order of decreasing volume. Okay, so at number 1 the volume of bed is at number 1, then this desk, then the smaller desk, and then the lamp. Okay, so you saw that the amount occupied by the amount of space occupied by different things is different. And what do we call it? We call it volume. And we measure liquids by their volume, by the amount of space they occupy. We measure the amount of material in two ways: by its volume, by its weight. As we have already discussed that we buy liquids by their volume, and when we buy solids, we do not buy them by their volume, but we measure the weight of solids, right? We measure weight means 2 kgs, 3 kgs, like that. Okay, for example, when we go to market, we buy 2 kgs of rice, we buy 1 kg potato, like that. So we buy it in we take it or we measure it by its weight, not by its volume. We do not say that give me the potatoes which can occupy the space of my um, packet or the space of my bag. We do not say like that, right? We say that I want 1 kg of potato, right children? So we measure the amount of material in two ways, by its volume or by its weight. Now, relationship between volume and weight of a substance. Now children, as we have already discussed, you know very well the weight of substance we measure in kgs, and volume is the space occupied by a substance. Now, when the volume of substance increases, its weight also increases. The more the weight of rice you buy, the greater will be its volume. Now, volume means the space occupied by something. Now, for example, we took 1 kg rice, then it will definitely occupy less space. And if we buy, say, 50 kgs of rice, then it will need a sack to keep it, right? And 1 kg rice you can nicely keep in a small container. So, and imagine a small container and a sack. Whose volume will be more? Volume means the space occupied by something. Definitely the volume of the sack will be more. So, when the volume of substance increases, its weight also increases. Let us see this picture. In this picture you can see volume of different weights of rice. Now in the left hand side 1 kg rice, so very small. Then 2 kgs, little more than 1 kg. Then 5 kgs. So you can see, you can make it out very well from the picture. The volume increases with weight, right? So this is the relationship between weight and volume. When weight increases, the volume also increases, right? Now, different material have different volume for same weight. Now, for when we take example of one lighter substance and one heavier substance, then the lighter substance will take up more space, its volume will be more, but the heavier material will take up less space, its volume will be less. Now, different materials have different volume for same weight. Suppose you buy the same weight of cotton wool and rice, which one will have greater volume? Can you tell me? Of course, the cotton wool will have greater volume. Let me show you an example. This is the packet of 1 kg poha. Can you see such a big packet? Because poha is lighter in weight. Okay. Now, this is 1 kg jaggery. So small. So, both the things have same weight but different volume, right? Because the lighter things take up more space, right? That's why different material have different volume for same weight. In this picture you can make it out, children. See, 1 kg rice and 1 kg cotton, as the cotton is lighter. So what happens? We get more, it takes more space, right? It takes up more space, so volume is more. And the weight of both are same, but cotton takes up more space. So different material of same weight may have different volume. Okay? Here the weight is same but volume is different. Equal volume of different material have different weights. If we take equal volume of rice and cotton wool, which one will be heavier? Can you tell me? Of course, rice will be heavier because, let us see, See, different weights of same volume. The volume is same. Volume means space occupied by something. But as you can see, the cotton wool is only 1 kg, whereas rice is 5 kg. So, different weights, but they are having same volume. So, the materials which may be having same volume, but they may have different weight. You have to read this again. This is a homework, children. Okay, you have to read the relationship between weight. The density of a substance means it tells us how closely the molecules of substance are packed. And what is density? Density is defined as weight of unit volume of a substance. Repeat with me. What is density? Density is defined as weight of unit volume of a substance. The formula for density is equal to weight upon volume. We are going to discuss in detail in the next session. Density is equal to weight upon volume. This is the formula for density. Now, in this picture, can you see the same size cork and a rock? The cork is floating, whereas the rock sinks at the bottom of the water or the container. What can be the reason? Can you tell me? Yes, the reason is density, because here the size density of molecules, right? Because here the size of the cork and rock is same. So what decides whether a something is going to float or sink in water? A log of wood floats in water, but a small stone sinks. The density of an object decides if an object will float or sink in water. Okay, it is neither the weight of an object nor the size of an object. Something that decides whether an object is going to float or sink in water is the density of an object. Now understand, if an object is denser than water, it sinks in water. If it is less dense than water, it floats in water. Now, what is the density of water? The density of water is 1 kg per liter. It means 1 kg of water weighs 1 liter. Density of water is 1 kg per liter. Now children, there is a difference in kg and liter. If you see the oil can, you will come to know that this much kg is equal to this much liter. This is again your homework. You have to see, go and check some liquid, especially oil can. If you the one which we buy from outside, it is specifically mentioned that this much liter and this much kg. So there is difference in kg and liter, but for oil. But in case of water, 1 kg water is equal to 1 liter. That's why this is the density of water, 1 kg per liter. Now, the things which are less denser than water, they float in water, like densities of wood, cotton wool and wax are less than 1 kg per liter. That is the density of water. So it floats in water. But density of things like stone, metals like iron and other metals, they are denser than water. So you must have observed this. If you put these things in water, what happens? Do they float? No, not at all. They sink at the bottom of the container or whatever the source of water when you put it there. For example, you put a metal ball in a container, or if you put a metal ball in a river, will it float? No. Even if you put a small coin in the river, it goes and sinks. It will not float in water. What is the reason? Density. Because metal metals are denser than water, so they sink in water. I hope you enjoyed this session, children. Saira.
جزاك الله خيرا.